Located in the heart of the U.S., Lincoln Electric System has successfully powered the city of Lincoln, Nebraska, and surrounding communities for more than 50 years. Based on the model of local people serving local people, the utility has worked hard to earn its reputation for safe, reliable, and affordable electric service. LES's success can be measured in a number of ways, but since the beginning, it's been the leadership and the insight and innovation of its people that has shaped it into the respected utility it is today. To remain successful in the electric industry, utilities like LES must look beyond meeting the current needs of its customers. That's why, since the beginning, LES has continued to focus on innovation. What's the next project? What's the latest trend? What needs to happen so LES rates remain competitive? Looking toward the future and properly planning for it has been the mainstay of LES's success. It's understood at LES that innovation should not be confined to technological advances. Each area of the business benefits from employees thinking outside of the box. The ability to identify new opportunities or redesign processes allows LES to better serve its customer owners and the community. LES views challenges as opportunities to improve operations. Such was the case in October 1997, when a snowstorm dumped 13 inches of heavy, wet snow on the community in less than 12 hours. Most trees were still in full foliage, compounding the impact. More than half of LES's customers were without power, some for as long as 8 days. The week that followed was one of the single largest efforts taken on by the utility as a whole. The majority of LES's employees worked in the field or in support capacities. Most averaged 16 hours a day in the week it took to restore customers' power. But LES was not alone. More than 35 utilities responded to LES's call for mutual aid assistance, a service LES has also extended to other communities when they've been forced to place a similar call. LES officials assembled super crews to improve efficiency. Tree trimmers, linemen, construction workers, and other staff worked to restore power as self-contained teams. This nearly ensured customers would have power before a super crew left their area.
They kind of got a feel of what wasn't working and what was working, and the stuff that we usually do on a storm wasn't working. So they had to take a different approach to doing these storms, and actually the super crews worked out fairly well.
Employees stationed at LES facilities manually obtained information and provided updates to over 40,000 customers during the restoration effort. Following the storm, LES established Powerline. The 24/7 automated outage reporting system processes 1,600 calls per minute. This technology has allowed LES dispatchers to more quickly identify outage areas and send crews to make repairs. It took LES months and more than $4 million to completely repair the damaged system. In response, LES established a rate stabilization fund to help mitigate the effect such severe, one-time events can have on the utility's budget, thus protecting customers from having to cover the unexpected costs in the form of rate increases. Throughout its history, LES has found ways to optimize resources and establish partnerships with other organizations in an effort to better serve the community. The formation of the District Energy Corporation of Lincoln and Lancaster County is another example of developing creative solutions. When challenged with solving the problem of how to efficiently heat and cool the county city building, LES staff worked with city and county officials to create the nonprofit interlocal organization. Today, the scope of the DEC's operation has expanded to encompass 4 central plants serving various state and local government facilities, as well as the Pinnacle Bank Arena. LES continues to supervise, operate, and manage all DEC facilities. Rokeby Generation Station found an innovative way to integrate technology from another industry to improve the output capacity and efficiency of its combustion turbine. To increase summer generating capacity when it's most needed, LES engineers designed a first-of-its-kind system to increase the unit's output by cooling the turbine inlet air before it entered the combustion turbine. This increases the efficiency of the unit with no additional fuel costs. The ice storage inlet air cooling system served as a model for other sites around the world.
I hadn't been at LES very long. They had sent me to a seminar training up at the University of Wisconsin on thermal storage. And when I got back, it was more of a little bit of a curiosity because I could see the increase in output with the cooler temperatures for the gas turbine and to see how large that cooling load was. And it turns out that the cooling load is approximately a 4,000-ton cooling load, which, as a frame of reference, a typical home might have about a 3-ton air conditioner installed on it. And so in looking at it, it was determined basically that, yes, this is something reasonable that you could manageably do. And at that time, that was approximately 1 year's load growth. So it was nice to be able to add 1 year's load growth for a utility our size with that process.
Another LES project that garnered international interest is the Terry Bundy Generating Station. This was the first plant in Nebraska to use combined cycle technology. TBGS was named one of the top 12 plants in the world by Power magazine. This designation is given to plants for generating power economically, reliably, and with the least environmental impact.
Combined cycle uses two different fluids to generate electricity. The first part of the cycle uses basically a big jet engine, and the exhaust of that jet engine is directed through a windmill-like turbine. And the gases spin that turbine, and the shaft that those turbines are connected to spin a generator. So it's the hot gas from the jet that creates the first electricity. After that gas exits the gas turbine, it's still between 500 and 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we do then is we direct that gas into a special boiler called a heat recovery steam generator. So the hot gas goes on the outside of tubes that have water on the inside. The hot gas turns that water into steam, and then we direct that steam into a steam turbine. And it's the same concept as the air or a gas turbine, where that steam spins turbines, and then that turbine shaft is connected to a generator. So you have two generators getting the same amount, or getting energy out of that fuel product.
TBGS also recycles effluent from the Northeast wastewater treatment plant to use in cooling towers and other plant systems, saving more than 11 million gallons of groundwater per year. LES efforts to promote conservation and energy efficiency date back to the early 1970s. Over the years, LES employees have developed demand-side management programs and provided energy efficiency education. This includes energy audits, the Home Energy Savings Program, and the utility's current Sustainable Energy Program. Overall, LES has continued along a progressive path toward increasing its renewable generation. In the 1990s, and with the help of customer donations, LES led the way when it installed two of the state's earliest wind turbines, northeast of Lincoln. Since that time, LES has added more than 300 megawatts of wind energy to its generation mix to enhance diversity, both by fuel type and geographic location. Putting innovative thinking to work, LES took advantage of an opportunity to work with the city and turn a hazardous byproduct of garbage into something useful. The landfill gas to energy plant converts methane gas recovered from Lincoln's Bluff Road landfill into electricity. The resulting annual greenhouse gas reduction is equivalent to the emissions from 24,300 cars. To further its commitment to sustainability and in response to customer input, LES developed SunShares, a community solar project. The 5-megawatt solar array is the largest in the state. Building on its history, LES will continue to identify innovative ways to bring the most value possible to its customer owners by leveraging all of its resources.